Michael Arts is here at Haggerty's Greenwich Concours d'Elegance in Greenwich, Connecticut. This is the best car show ever. I love this car show. Thanks so much for joining us. I've got Bill here with a 1969 Shelby. Tell me about this car, why this car is so special to you.
Well, first of all, I've owned the car since 1973. I had purchased it off my uncle and aunt, who were the owners prior to me. And it was just something that was sitting on the side of the house that needed a little bit of work. And I fell in love with the car because of, the style. Just looking at it, got my attention. A couple of months later, she agreed to sell it to me. I had a bit of work to do to it. And after about a year of working on it back then, it's been a driver.
Tell me some of the features that you have in the car.
Well, of course, you can see it is a convertible. It is automatic. Well, the whole dash actually is original except for the dash pad on the top, because when I was younger, I decided to cut a hole in the middle of it, put an 8-track tape player in there.
Yeah, good move.
Yeah.
How'd that work out for you?
Not too good. But it was good back then because we played a lot of loud music.
Oh, yeah. You got to listen to that 8-track. Let me tell you, would you listen to the Eagles?
Oh, Eagles, of course. We had Pink Floyd back then. We had Led Zeppelin and on and on.
Crank that up.
Black Sabbath, yeah, they were all there.
There you go. and so you cut a hole in the dashboard.
A nice big hole, about yay big, and
to put an 8-track.
Put an 8-track. Yeah. Plus, cut all the door panels and cut the rear quarter panels.
Oh, no, you didn't. For speakers.
I had to put the big speakers in here. The bigger, the better.
Now, how did you restore that to get rid of these bigger, the better speakers?
This would be a top secret, but I did have to go out and I had to purchase new panels and new quarter panels for it. And, of course, the seat coverings and stuff had to be new. 50 years old, getting in and out of the car.
And 75,000 miles, I mean.
It wore a nice big hole in those seats.
I could imagine.
Yeah.
When did you do all this restorative work?
This restoration has been going on for 8 years.
Going on? Oh, it's not done.
No, there's a few stickers that I could probably still put on there, and I'm waiting for them to come.
You don't want to listen to 8-tracks anymore? I don't understand.
I don't think they're available. But I do have the original radio in there.
Yep. So tell me, Carol Shelby signed the dashboard. Tell me about that.
It was something that my wife actually looked into for me, and when the car was under restoration, going way back, I ended up having to send the whole dash cluster there out to him.
The whole dash cluster?
Yes, I had to send it out to him. He took it, signed it, sent it back, and asked for a donation, and that was the end of it. So it's just heart fund.
And that's wonderful. I imagine you made that donation very happily.
Absolutely, and I was so glad to do it.
And then, did you clear coat the dash or do anything to it after that?
No.
It's just the way it is?
Just the way it is, everything that it is. They call it the deluxe interior because of the fancy, weaving or whatever.
What about look, you've got a tach and a speedometer, right, and some other gauges on the left. What is on the right?
Is that so it is a clock.
A clock. They need a big clock so you know what time it is.
Exactly, yeah.
It's not the chrono package from Porsche.
No.
Right, so you're not timing your 0 to 60 or quarter mile time.
No.
This is simply a clock. Honey, what time is it? Hold on, I'm trying to read it while I'm bouncing around.
Right.
It's really gorgeous. Was this the original color?
Yes, it's called Gulfstream Aqua.
Okay.
It came with the gold stripes, so I had those put on there, plus the center caps that are in the middle of the wheels. They have the gold snakes on them to match the gold striping.
Very nice. And this exhaust, I think it's gorgeous, but those are really just tips, right?
No, that's definitely
the exhaust is
two-piece and is cast aluminum. And when I start it up, you'll.
Oh, you're going to start it for us. I'm going to make that happen. Is that filled the gas tank right there, but behind the license plate?
Right behind the license plate. That's it, right there.
I haven't seen one of those in years. That's amazing.
Yes.
Now, was this at some point considered dangerous because if you got rear-ended, it was potentially problematic?
They did have a problem with the venting of the gas tank, but then they had a recall way back then, and they took care of that venting in there. Is it a problem? Probably.
Hopefully you never find out.
Right, exactly.
This car is beautiful.
One feature about this car is that the whole nose is fiberglass. The front, the hood, the two front fenders, and the rear deck lid are fiberglass. The rest of it is metal.
And so they were desperately trying to save weight to gain 0 to 60 in quarter mile time.
Yes. Yes, and this particular car is the 500, and the 500 is the big block,
Yeah.
which is the 428. The 350 has a smaller block.
Talk about the gauges. Did those come standard on the car that are down below the shifter?
Yes, that's all part of, and those are the original as well.
Can you show us the engine? Look at this engine. That is gorgeous.
Yeah, yeah. It took a little while to get that done. I had to get it done by a man named Jeff Lawrence. He's out in West Hampton, and he did the rebuild for me. After a 50-year-old engine, it needed some special attention.
Now, this car basically is a special edition Mustang, is that correct? So basically they took the Mustang, they gave it to Carroll Shelby, they said do what you want with it and make it awesome.
Exactly.
He did, and he made two variants, the 350 and the 500, and there are several different versions of it. This is based on the Mach 1 body, is that correct?
I believe so. Yeah, he took it and he cut some holes in the back of the trunk there. He pulled all the fenders off of them. I think he beefed up the suspension a little bit in the front, and like I said, he lightened it by putting the fiberglass nose on it and everything. I also believe that, of course, all the chrome bumpers, the chrome in the front is different than the Mustang as well.
But once Shelby got his hands on these back then, these particular versions weren't considered a Mustang Shelby Cobra. They were considered a Shelby Cobra. Is that correct?
That's pretty much the way he had it. Yep.
All right. I am ready when you are, Bill. Bill, that sounds amazing. Thank you. And I appreciate the free fumes. It never gets old. It doesn't matter. That throaty growl just never gets old. And that's
I love that sound myself. That is cool to me.
yeah, and that's what you get from an American muscle car.
Yes, definitely. Although this car, I put it up against the new 6 cylinders nowadays. Not happening. This car will be way back.
Yeah, but you're not going to get a sound like this.
No,
I mean, technology has changed.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, you get a Tesla now that does 0 to 60 in under 2 seconds.
Yep.
I got to tell you, I love this show. Is this your first time here?
This is my first time up here.
What do you think of this show?
Actually, I got to get around to see it. I think it's really cool. There's a lot of nice stuff up here, and I'm looking forward to walking around and seeing what else is going on.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Bill. Really appreciate everything. Congratulations. It's beautiful.
Thank you so much.
It's a member of the family, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
So you've got 3 kids and 1 car.
And a wife that won't let me get rid of it.
I think that's a good policy. I'm Michael, he's Bill, and you're terrific. Thanks so much for watching. We got a whole lot more for you, so check it out.